Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I am Kathy Grillo of Kathy Grillo Design. Let me shut this down here. I'm trying to share it, and I'm going to tweet it out. I guess I'll share the other place later.
Keep your music playing in the background.
Well, maybe I could share it. We'll see.
Offline.
So while I'm sharing, this is where you can find and follow me.
No interruptions.
And I would appreciate.
Start your free trial.
I'll just do that. Okay. Discard that one. Okay, where are we at? Live chat. There we are. And so today I'm going to work on a new project. This is Angel, and she's the start of another triple portrait, and I'm working on getting some details in her ears so I can finish doing the details on her face. So I'm just gonna come in and paint some of this details and hang out, and hopefully somebody will come in and keep me company. If not, I will get lots of work done, and whoever's watching this can enjoy it. And maybe if you like what you see, I'd appreciate a share, and a follow, any little bit of love you can give me. Sharing is caring. If you're in ever social media, you hear that all the time. So I'm still trying to play with these curves in baby's hair. See how I get to where I'm at. There we go. Hit the like button. You'll get to where you're at. I don't know, I'm not really thrilled with these songs, but this music is the music that you have to use on YouTube now. Because they don't like you to have any good music. Because of copyright stuff, which I guess I understand, but it's not like I'm trying to sell the music, which, whatever. That's alright. I just have to do a little research now, I guess, on the different playlists that they have that are non-copyright. Find one I like, or one I can, like, deal with. Because what happens is if you don't, they then flag your video, and it doesn't get seen everywhere or at all. Some places will block it completely. Some places will say,
listen anywhere, anytime.
You can't be seen in this country, or they mute it out anyway. I don't know. It's a whole big game. Whole big game I don't know all the rules to. Learn and live and learn. Live and learn. I'm slowly lightening it up, and as I'm lightening it up, I'm only selecting certain areas to bring this fluff out. But I don't like that last one. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Probably should do it this way. Hi, how are you? Happy New Year to you too. I hope you had a good one. It is very cold here, so I have been happily hibernating. Happily hibernating, because I do not like cold weather, but it is part of where I live. You always have a good one. Hi! Oh, I'm working on the ears. So, Lynn, is she this white? This is the coloring I'm getting off of. So, I'm trying to lighten it up. The little curls. A little bit of the shaggy curls in. And this is very early. Shorter than this? I took this from her picture, so this must have been when they weren't that short. Do you want them shorter? This is like glamour shot, right? It's supposed to be like a glamour. Well, her head's tilted, so they're really the same size. But I can take this one down a little bit. Very softly. I hate the YouTube music. I can't do anything about it though. They only let me play certain music out here. Alright. Get a little bit of this color underneath. Which sister's here? Is it the one with my birthday? I could turn it down just a little bit. Is that better? It's all every different place you broadcast is different, and it just drives me nuts. Yay! There's that flow, right? Yeah. That's right, we have the same birthday. See, I pay attention sometimes. Alright, let me get some nice white, little bit of detail in here on this shape. Let me make this bigger, just slightly bigger. Oh, that's okay. Tell it, subscribe, subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button here on YouTube. I'm fairly new over here, so all the help I can get. So she has a little bit of this curl, but it's not super curly. I think that's the Maltese in her. I see a little bit of it's more of like a shaggy curl. Oh, there she is. Aw, you're so sweet. Alright. So what I have is this. And everything is not set in stone yet as we're adjusting and going as I go. So the ears need to be done first. You feel free to ask any question, but the ears need to be done first. So then when I come in and I start doing these details in here, I can bring them over top and it'll bring them forward. So ears are not that exciting, but they are necessary. It's just like when I get to the body and I'm just doing this for hours and hours, just mixing shades of white. That's what happens. So in order to make in order to make the the colors not look flat, I have to put more than just white or shade, you know, like light shades. There's some blue in here. There's a little bit of like a mauve color in here. And all that does is give it dimension. So I can add in these little wispies and get some structure on here. A little bit? Okay. Alright. See, it's hard to tell, and all I have, I've never seen her, so that's like why I tell you that we work together, because all I have is you to go with on what's going on. So we'll blend in a little undertone of this peach color. So I just got done doing a Bichon mix that was apricot, and none of the pictures, all the pictures showed up super white, and I was like, well, if I don't have a photo that tells me what color they are, I can only go by the coloring I have. That's why I said, like, sometimes Google is a good friend, because you can see and say, oh, well, this is her coloring. Because if you don't take good pictures, Google usually has something on there. But so we'll add in a touch of this peachy color. That's good to know. little more on the ends. Okay. Now I'll blend this like, get this a little bigger. There we go. See, I'm getting the details now where all this is going to start blending in. I'm going to work on the little fluff. Which is
new YouTube Red family plans. No
oh,
interruptions
thanks.
from the 6
Yeah, it's 2. It's always something. Okay. I really have to research these music playlists because this copyright-free music really blows. But this is the only well, Facebook is a little, kinda, it's a little better. Maybe not much. Alright, I want some really white details now. So I want to get a little flyaways here. Yeah, it's so the reason I had to play this stuff is I had videos that were being blocked and not being played, and I was getting flagged because YouTube just did like this whole new yeah, I did. I haven't put them, I haven't sorted through them all yet to put them in the proper file, but I have the email. I was busy this morning. I had some printing out and business stuff, and I had to send in some things for a interview that somebody is doing on their blog, and I had business today. Business! I had some business to take care of. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to start filling in some of this. And I'm not going to think about it too much and try to make it perfect, because that's when I usually get into trouble. So we're just going to kind of flip this stuff around and start building up some of this fluff on the top of the head. Nope. I think originally to do live streaming on YouTube, I think you had to have 100 subscribers or something like that. And just very recently, they changed that. So, because obviously I have like 28 people that follow me on here. So it's kind of new. So you need this darker stuff to bring some of this stuff in. And we just build up these layers until you really don't see so much of the individual hair. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. There you go. So that is huge for artists. Exposure is huge, which unfortunately there's a lot of people who will be like, well, if you paint this for me, I get it every day. you paint this for me, you will get great exposure. Well, exposure doesn't buy any pay any bills, but you know, it depends on the situation. Like, I have done things for free for charities and like dog rescues, and that stuff I don't mind doing. But it's insane. So we need all, and Facebook has gotten really bad with like, I just got out of Facebook jail. I was in Facebook jail last week. I was in Facebook jail last week. That was not fun. I want to get some of that peachy color. So Facebook jail, because I share too much, so I have to rely on other people to help share and promote. Okay, that's awesome. You can just share it. I think you don't have to leave. If you hit up at the top, there's a little arrow, and if you click that arrow, it says share, and then your options to share should just pop up. Yep, your options should should just pop up, and you can select where you want to share it. Yeah, see? Well, I'm glad you know, because I just figured that stuff out myself the other day. Like a few weeks ago. So I've been on Periscope for like ever, but some of these newer live streaming things they're all different. So I have to learn all their rules. Alright. Let's get this blender here. So the idea is to get these a little more solid looking. Aw, okay, cool. Hail the games. Those were fun days though. I miss them. Chatting and social stuff has changed. Luckily, I'm still in touch with a lot of you guys. Oh yeah. What? This is telling you you're sending too many? Yeah, Facebook, I don't know, man. That's why I was in Facebook jail. I was in Facebook jail because I belonged to a bunch of groups, and when I join a group, I join the group to talk and share and help share other people, and I guess I shared too much. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah. But that's, you know, that's just the sketch part. I don't have that far yet. It takes a little while. I don't have that far yet. It's like a very blurry picture that slowly comes into view. So probably in a couple days I'll have a little more done on the face, and I'll send you a message and I'll be like, does this look like her? And then you can tell me what I need to change. That's usually how it works. You're like, oh, I hope you don't get sick of me. Well, I hope you don't get sick of me. Thank you, guys. It's just slowly building it up. A million little brush strokes. Adding all this little hair in and blending it. Alright. And with the fluffy dogs, I like using this grainy blender. Well, you know, like I didn't do anything for a long time. I've really only been painting like this for about a year or so, honestly. If you follow my Facebook page, I did post my album that when I first started drawing about 8 years. Well, again, because I didn't do much art for about 20 years. I was busy with kids and stuff, you know. And then when Chris had to come up here to Michigan, when he lost his job, and he had that job up here, and I had a lot of time at home by myself, and I was kind of depressed and sad, I went and I bought myself some pencils and a sketchbook, and I started drawing. And you seen the drawing I did of China, right? Well, I can tell you a whole lesson about Facebook. It's all algorithms, which is why sharing and commenting is important. Because the more you share and comment on somebody's post, the more it'll show up, and the more you do it, the more it'll show up in your feed. So I don't know how far I am from Sherwood. I've never heard of it, so, but then again, I don't go a whole lot of places. I live in Gibraltar. You can look me up on Google Earth. You have my address in that email. Look me up on Google Earth. You can tell me how far I am. But anyway, so I started drawing, and then when I was up here, I really kind of wanted to paint, but I didn't know what I wanted to paint. And I saw somebody actually on Periscope live streaming digital art, and I was like, oh, look at that, that's kind of cool. And surprise, surprise, my special Santa, who I am in love with because he treats me like a princess, up popped this tablet that you see here, which is a Wacom Intuos Pro tablet. And okay, great. And this is a Corel Painter, and neither one of them are cheap. Neither one of them are cheap, and so I said, okay, time to get busy now. Time to get busy and figure out how to do what this stuff is supposed to do, because Chris invested in me. So here I am. Alright. Blender, green. Yeah, this is Corel Painter. It's just an art program, and it's not. It says Painter in the name, so that gives you a good indication that this program has been created more to reconstruct the way you paint. It duplicates the mediums really well. So I just kind of really paint like I would on a canvas. There's a difference between digital art and painting, but yeah, I paint like I would on a canvas. My canvas just happens to be on my computer screen. And then so I started hooking up with some art people, and I just paint what I love, and here I am. I want to get this little shadow under the little flip of hair. I know she doesn't have huge eyebrow masses, but I just want to add just a little bit, because I want some of that expression from an eyebrow to be in there. So a lot of what you're seeing is going to be colors that are going to be underneath, and I'm coming way into the nose, so then I have when I come and do the front part of the nose, little wisps of hair will go in front. So I have an underpainting where I sort of blocked out some things, and then alright, blender. Yeah, I could see some. Those will be done at the end. Whiskers will be done on a separate level on top so they don't blend in with the paint. So basically I have how this works is, see, I have a few different layers here, and each layer has different layers of paint on it. And so if I paint something and I don't want it to get blended in with the rest of the paint, I put it on a separate layer, and then they don't blend in together. Because this is not like digital art where I put down, let me get a bigger brush here. So this is not like digital art where I put down a color and it's a solid color. What this does is, as I put down color, more paint will build up. So the more paint I put, or the harder I press, it's a light, and that's hard. So the harder I brush and press, I'll get different amounts. And then when I put a different color on it, it'll blend in. And so it's all blending in, and as I add more paint, the more it'll build up. And so then if I take this brush and add just water, this is like taking a little bit of water, and I could blend it through and whoosh it around. But this is like every single stroke, if I come in and then I start using some other colors, they're all going to be a different color on the white and a different color on the black or the gray. And let me put this smaller in. And they all just kind of build up. So this is kind of what I'm doing. Just at a, do you see how they sort of blend in there? I'm using this pen. Do you see my hand down here? See this pen? It's just like a paintbrush. It's a special pen, and it acts like a paintbrush. But this is basically what I'm doing. So, but with real paint, I couldn't do this. You can't really erase real oil paint. So up over here, where I'm using real wet oil, but up over here I have an entire art store. I have acrylics and airbrushes and oils and stencils, watercolors, pastels, crayons, ink, markers, pens, pencils. I can pick any of those, and each one of those have all these different brushes. So like in this oil, I have a wet blender, I have the wet grainy, there's bristle brushes, turpentine, and so basically that's how I can paint. And then like I can zoom in here. We'll zoom in super close. You can see every little brush stroke and how the paint is just a bunch of little brush strokes all put together, depending on how much they're blended or not blended. I don't know if I remember Lisa Temko. Do I have to buy the medium? There are brush packs you can buy. I tend to just use the ones I have because really the brushes that you buy are just brushes that are set up with different things. And like I was doing a tutorial not too long ago, and it was like a Bob Ross thing, but you know, they were all pushing you to buy the Bob Ross brushes, and I'm like, well, I really don't want to spend money because I'm not planning to paint 20 million tutorials. I kind of just want to figure out how to paint it. So it's just something, you know. There's lots of brushes. Like you could buy brushes that do hair, and a lot of people do different styles. Yeah. But that's where it differs from like Photoshop. If you have Photoshop, look at the word, it says photo. Oh, cool. Yeah, I probably remember if I talked to her, she said, hey, remember from such and such? So just like real paint, if I was really painting, I'm slowly building up the colors and these textures, and they're gonna blend into each other. Just like if I was painting. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna start bringing these details up. Now the eyes are the most important part, which I did take a little liberty in the eyes. I made her eyes a little lighter, but I think you said her eyes were the lightest out of all three of them, right? And the reason it being that we want to see the pupil separate from an eye color, and you want that little touch of white to, I don't know who just came in here, I can't see. So we need to have a little touch of white to blend it in. I'm only working on the upper eye right now, and the reason being is I want to get this upper eye kind of settled in so that I can bring some of this fringe over. She has the darkest eyes? Alright, I'll make them darker then. Let me add some darker color in. Marley had the lightest, baby. Okay. I'm gonna know these dogs as well as you by the time I'm done. Oh, no call, decline you. Alright. Let me brush in a little more darkness. It is hard to keep them straight. I have them, that's why I wanted their names. I have all their pictures, like I'll show you your file. This is your file. So your project file over here, I have all of them and I try to name them, and then I have their portrait, and then I tried to keep them all straight of who's who from when you sent them to me. And this is your whole folder, so I have all this stuff going on. So I have all these references, all these things, all this stuff going on. And I'm like, okay, we'll get there. Take it one step at a time. Alright, we're gonna add a little, just a touch of, I don't want to add too much of this really dark, because we do want to have a little, like I said, we need to see the color. Okay. So I'm slowly redoing these eyes right here, right now. Just hopefully blend in some of this darker color, but it'll blend. So hopefully I will still have some of that light. Just a touch. I want to still be able to see. Okay. I don't think I can go much darker, because then the eyes are going to just kind of blend in. Because if you make them super, like, I know some dogs have all black eyes like that. That's why the eyes are probably not the least realistic part, honestly. But people always are like, oh, look at the eye. Well, that's because the brain, that's how humans relate to other people or characters. It's like a psychological thing. And if you can't see the eyes, they look like, you don't want to have Damien eyes that are, you know what I'm talking about, right? I want to make it a little off-colored and grainy. We're going to give this little fluff edge on the edges. Yeah, I'm just going by what I have and from what I know about dogs, so that's great. Just want to fluff this up a little, make it Get some of this. Move this down a little bit. Oh, I wanted to show you something really quick too. Since I have you here, I want to show you the one I just finished, which is, this is something else that you can think about. Alright, so I usually don't do backgrounds, but you see this one, she wanted to have a blue background on it, and I kind of like it. So, I mean, like, if you want some sort of background, you can think about it and let me know. Yeah, I have a studio. Yeah, it's my son's room. Jordan doesn't live here anymore. And the weekend Jordan moved out, my art stuff moved in. It helped me from being super sad. He's 23. CJ is going to be getting married this spring. He still lives here. CJ's fiance is in England, and we have been going through the K1 visa file process for like 7 months. He got in, about a year almost, because he got engaged not this past October, but October of 2016, and we finally have the approval, and it should be going to the London embassy, and I think she's planning to hopefully be here in the spring sometime. And yeah. Yeah. And then they'll be living with us for a little bit until they can figure everything out, because bringing somebody over is not cheap. My son is not super rich, but he's just in love. So good old mom and dad, well, until she can work and go to school and whatever they want to do. They're welcome to stay here for as long as they want to stay here. And then when they don't want to stay here, they can go and figure out how to get out of here. That's how I feel. But, and then, Kyle is 22. Yeah, Jordan's gonna be 24. CJ's gonna be 27. Oh my lordy lord, right? And then, so Jordan is, yes, they have 90 days when she gets off the plane, yes. It's not a lot of time. Especially when, we really can't, yeah. It's not a lot of time, especially when we really can't plan anything, because we do not have any time schedule of to be able to like book anything or plan anything. So we kind of have to wait until she knows when she's gonna be here and try to figure it out. Oh, online. But he's been to England like 4 or 5 times. Oh, how long? He's been there quite a few times. 4 or 5 times, and she's come here about 3, 4. She's been here 3 or 4 times. Can't remember. A couple times. Yeah, at least 3, if not 4. And they kind of been seeing each other for 5 years, almost 5 years. I don't know. It's been a while. So it's not some crazy rash decision. Yeah, she's really sweet. I love her. So I'm excited. Sometimes I think I'm more excited than CJ. I like, you know, I'm asking about it all the time, and he's just like, ugh. Like, did she get anything from the London embassy yet? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? So I'm just knocking down the shadows a little bit. No, yeah, right. I'd like to get to England one of these days. I probably will. Now that, you know, she'll have family there. I mean, I'll hitchhike a ride. Except she lives way up north. She's about 3 hours by train. About 3 or 4 hours from London. So she lives in a little town up by Norwich called Harleston. But yeah. So he's been there a few times. I'd love to go to Italy, right? I wouldn't mind going. I would like to go anywhere, but yeah, I would have to spend like 3 months in Italy.
Leave the app, not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime. Listen to it all ad-free.
All right.
All your music, no interruptions. YouTube Red. Start your free trial.
Wonder what Rainy. No, Chris is not retired. Yeah, he's too young. He wished he was. Especially after today, he probably wishes he was retired. He'll probably have to be 70 before he's retired at this rate. He's supporting me now. No. He's an operation manager, so he runs the show. He gets to deal with everybody's problems. And he works a lot. $51. Okay. So I wanted a little redder, this little rustier color. So some of this you're not really going to see except for like peeks through the other hair that I'm going to put over it. It's been a long time, yeah. Well, I've been married, let's see. Me and Chris have been married for 27 years. And then we lived at least 20 years. I'm gonna say 20 because I had all 3 kids. Kyle, so it can't be more than 22 years. And Kyle, I don't know how old he was, but it's probably 20 years. Yeah, we weren't in our apartment because I know we didn't get a computer until we were in our house. So, oh God, I don't remember. It was Mother's Day. I knew Sherry. I'm trying to think. I have it listed somewhere. Like, I'm usually off by now. I'm going longer because you're here and I'm having such a nice chat. Sorry, YouTube, I'm going long. They can suck it. The Yahoo groupies there? No. Really? That's funny. It was a long time ago. Isn't that weird though? And who have I met? Well, I'm good friends with Sherry, though I don't see her as much anymore since I moved. We've invited them to come out here a few times and they have not. But Jordan is actually living with Sherry. Jordan is living with Sherry Cortez, her son. Well, 2 of her sons actually, and her one son Jordan just got married, and my Jordan lives with them in Cleveland because he moved to Cleveland to work at my sister-in-law's restaurant, which is down right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so isn't that crazy? I met Sherry online, and our kids consider each other cousins. That's how close the kids got. So they call each other cousin. Isn't that cute? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. It's right on the pier. My sister-in-law's restaurant is called Nuevo. It's a modern Mexican restaurant. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. My brush hit the pad too hard. Look at that. What I love is I can get rid of it. It just takes a while because it waits to blend in. No, the restaurant is new. She started in Akron about 4 years ago, and they're going on their second year at the Cleveland location. And my Jordan does a lot of the events, like weddings and parties upstairs. He's doing pretty well. But he's also related to the boss, the owners, but you know. Yeah, she's only been fairly new in the restaurant. When they have events, parties up there in the party room. Okay, great, thanks. But when they have events in the party room, he kind of runs the events and makes sure everybody's happy and things are taken care of, and he's kind of made it a specialty. He started out busing to learn the ropes, and he was doing some bartending, and there was people, I guess I found out later, people were worried because, you know, like they're bringing in a family member and the kid could have been a real douche or something, and she's had, unfortunately, a few of our other family members not work as hard, but everybody loves Jordan, which makes mommy and daddy happy. And when we go there to visit, it used to be, oh, you're Lisa's brother, and now it's, oh, you're Jordan's parents. And they fight over when he's gonna be there. I do sometimes. I need to set it up. I need to set up a night. Maybe I'll start doing a little, I don't know, I have to think, like maybe a Friday night or something. But I try to keep like office hours, like a job, and not have them interfere with my family. But I do a lot of impromptu, probably not so much here on YouTube, but on Periscope and my Facebook page. I'll do a lot of impromptu hop on and do some drawing, like if there's a basketball or football game on or something, or Chris is playing video games. I just don't plan them. Thanks. I just don't plan it out. Like I don't promise I'm gonna be somewhere, except during the day. But I should do it at night a little bit. And I'm always on Saturday mornings on Periscope. You should download Periscope. The link is on my, I was on Periscope with this morning. The link's on my page. And it's just a live streaming app. That's all it is. Yeah, it's just an app. Let me see. Or you can go on. You could go on your computer, PSCP TV, and see basically there's stuff all over the world, and you can search to see like if you want art or travel or whatever, and then you can follow people and they'll show up in your feed. And I mean, there's like a whole list of Like, let's go music. If I hit music, all this piano music, face, you know, DJs, different things will show up. And then, like, here's my profile. And it has all my broadcasts here on the side. I think there's like 300 some of them on there. Oh, look at, I got a couple more people. I'm working my way to 1.1K. Yay. And I'm working my way towards 1 million hearts. Woo, 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 woo. They're on my, I'll message them to you. You don't do Instagram? Instagram's just pictures. I'm on Instagram all the time. I like Instagram a lot because it's all visual on Instagram, obviously, so that works out really nice for me. Okay. I'm gonna get some of this color and start blending it up into the top. I think you'd like Instagram. Instagram is very easy. It's just like, if you like, it's just photos and art and picture. You don't even have to read a whole lot. And you just like double click if you like something, or you could comment on it. But so if you like to see pictures of puppies, like if you want to see dog pictures, you just type in dogs, and all these different accounts that have dogs or specific type, or you can see if you want art, type in art, and a bunch of art stuff will show up. And then you could follow certain people, and basically when you open it up, you'll have a feed with different people, and you can do it on your phone. It's an app on your phone, or you could do it on a computer. I know. Well, tell me about it. Do you see all the places? Look at... There we go. Look at all the places I'm at. And I do 2 live streams a day on 2 different platforms, Monday through Friday, and once on Saturday. And so I'm at all these places all the time. But yeah, Periscope, you can get pretty addicted to Periscope, especially when you first start out. And because the really cool thing about Periscope is, well, if you like watching YouTube stuff, you'd love Periscope, because like somebody will live stream from all over the world, and I've made friends all over the world on there. Like I had a friend that was in Nepal, and friends from Germany, and friends from, you know, France, and there's one of my friends, he does scopes where he's walking in the Louvre, and so, you know, and not only do you get to see it, but you can interact and ask questions. No, I said right. So if you were watching something on Periscope, like and my friend, when he's at the Louvre, I could say, hey, can you turn around and look at the Mona Lisa? And he can talk to me right then and there and say, sure, and, you know, here's the Mona Lisa. So it's very, very cool, especially because they're like in places I'll never get to see. I have one person that I follow here on Periscope. I don't know if he's still on here. I haven't seen him lately because I haven't had time to watch. I'll have to look him up. Anyway, his name was Darius, I forget his last name. And he's actually an archaeologist in Rome. And he did some kind of show on TV and everything too for a little while, but he would take you around to like the floor of the Coliseum and things like that. So it's very, very cool. And then when things happen in the world as well, like when there was the bombing and the stuff that happened in Paris, you know, we were there with people and there was threats, and it gets to be personal. And some of these people, you talk to them all the time. So if you visit people, it's kind of neat. But that's where I hooked up with a lot of my art community, and I love them. They keep me going. I'll lightly start shading in this lower part of the face, and like once again, I'm bringing hair and lines down here, knowing that they're probably not going to really be seen, because what's going to happen is when I come up in here, stuff is going to come up like in front, like that. But I need to have some of this behind it so you'll see the details of it. So we're gonna just keep putting this stuff in under here. Aw, thanks. Well, I'm glad you're liking it so far, because you're the only one that matters. If I can make you happy and please you, then that's the job that's done. Yeah, I'll add some soft stuff in here. It's real fluffy. Tomorrow, where am I at tomorrow? I can't look right now because I don't have my phone to read the chat. I'm not sure. Thanks. I love having company. I almost can't draw without people being here, and I get really lonely when people don't show up. It's weird now. I've been doing this for so long that I almost can't when somebody aren't here. Oh, that's a little too long. I don't like that one. Just get rid of that fluff. Yeah, if you follow my design page, I post it every week, my schedule, and there's links there. I sent you the link to that. So if you click on that in Messenger, it should take you to my page, and then all the info should be right up there, and it should have links there too, that all you have to do is click on them. I'm gonna get a little bit of gray under here so I can see the darker under here. Yeah, I should be going too. I'm gonna end it actually. It's 5:30. A good time. We're gonna throw this up, And you see the progress I've made. And we're headed all the way into a full body at some point. So I'd like to thank you for joining me. And if you'd be so kind to hit the subscribe on the bottom or follow me at any of my other social media locations, I'd much approve it. Which picture? Oh, that's Chewy. I forgot what picture's even on here. That's Chewy. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And thanks, Lynn, for being here. And I'm gonna get these puppies for you. I'm gonna get them. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.